Good afternoon, everyone. This is attorney Ahmad Yakzan from the American Dream Law Office. And today we're going to be talking about something that I hear all the time from potential new clients that come to me with an attorney that they already hired. And I get told that I paid the attorney every single dollar I had saved. And he looked me in the eye and promised that he would make my immigration case my future, and then he vanished. I'm going to make you a promise right now that at the American Dream Law Office, we do not do that. My staff has to answer someone within 24 to 48 hours or they get in trouble. But this is a pain point that literally everyone that comes and talks to me who are not happy with their attorney come and tell me. So if you are an immigrant and you are looking for a new representation, I would be more than happy to help you. But today we're gonna discuss that. And if you go on my YouTube channel, I actually put a lot of videos over the weekend about that subject. So if you want to speak to me about it, I'll be more than happy to. Again, the phone number is 888-963-7326, and you can always go to adlo.law for you to speak to us. You can actually schedule an appointment from from our main website. So make sure that you go in, and we are running a special these days until April 14th of this year, because I would be, it's my 15th anniversary of practicing law, and so we're running a special for $150 for 30 minutes consultation. Even if you want to come to the office, usually those are actually more expensive. So if you want to come and speak to me in person, I would be more than happy to speak to you. Especially if you're looking for a second opinion on an attorney that you actually that you hired before, and you're waiting for answers from them. Again, as I said, you are entitled to regular communications from your attorney. Now, the problem that I find is that, and we do have those clients that call us 10 times a day to get updates, and sometimes that takes away from other work for other clients. But I want to discuss that today. That if you actually have an attorney right now and they're ghosting you, or if you have an attorney who's pawned off your case to a paralegal, I want to hear from you. If you are with us on TikTok, please make sure that you share this and get some love for us from your friends. And if you are from TikTok, make sure that you give us some hearts and follow us. We're almost at 40,000 followers, which I really would like to reach very soon. So follow us on YouTube, because I'm also looking for some view hours on there. And we got a question. I'm gonna get to it in a second. But if you are on TikTok, please share the live. Ask us your questions. I should be here for about 30 minutes today. So if you have any questions for us, I will be more than happy to answer them. So the question that we have is, hello, I applied for asylum and it was granted. I submitted my documents for green card in January 2025. Again, please, thank you so much for actually using an anonymous name on TikTok. I don't want you to give your real name on there, but there might be a couple of things that are happening in your case. Now, January of 2025, January 2025, you should still within the within the processing time still. I don't think that's unusual. You're probably looking for about 2 or 3 more months to go. The only issue that you might have, and this just happened recently, is that we have those banned countries and those extreme vetting countries that the president just designated. I know that that actually is a topic of litigation right now, and the bar is suing the government over that proclamation. So that might be delaying your case a little bit, and also if you're from a country that is under the ban, it could actually be the reason why you are getting delayed. Don't worry about that though. The extreme vetting is that if you don't have any if you don't have anything to worry about, you don't have anything to worry about. But if you hit the year and a half, and I don't know, I don't want you to say on here, if you do hit the year and a half and you still haven't heard anything, or the case hasn't been approved or denied or anything like that, give me a call. Depending on where you are, if you are in Florida, Washington D.C., or some parts of Texas, I actually can sue the government to get it moving. But just let me, and I do that regularly, almost every day. So if you want me to file a mandamus action on your behalf, I'll be more than happy to. But for now, honestly, I wouldn't do anything, because you're still within the processing times, and that is what the government is going to say if you file suit right now. So just don't do it yet. People on TikTok, I'm looking for about 500 hearts today. So if you can help out, I would really appreciate it. We still haven't gotten anything yet. So if you could please do that, I would really appreciate it. I would really appreciate the likes. Again, we're looking to hit some huge numbers on TikTok very soon, and if you can do that for me, I would really appreciate it. Okay, so where were we? I know that immigration attorneys sometimes bite more than they can chew, and as long as the cases are coming in, we keep going, we keep taking cases. But the problem is, as an attorney yourself, you're supposed to know what your limits are, and if you're an immigration attorney who's taken every case that walks in the door, it's going to be an issue. And that's why I try to be to stay as boutique as possible. I don't like taking too many cases, because then the problem becomes that the attorney will not have any time to deal with your issues. Now, I do have paralegals, very experienced paralegals, and very experienced office manager who will be able to help you during the case if I am not available. But if you are, again, as I said, if you're calling your attorney and they're not responding to you for 2 or 3 weeks, it's a huge issue. Depending on deadlines that you might have too, it could trigger some stuff. It could actually lose you your case. So you want to make sure that you're regularly communicating with them, and if you have any hearings or anything like that, you need to make sure that you need to make sure that they're communicating with you. Now, what is the problem and the stakes here? And I know that things are very stressful when you're an immigrant in the middle of in the middle of your process. And honestly, and the reason why I say that is because I actually was in that situation when I was applying for my green card, and I was literally like on USCIS case status almost every day, checking the status of my green card. The problem that you're going to have though is that your attorney might not have time, and if something is not 100% urgent, they might tell your your paralegal who's handling your case to call you, and that's not a problem, as long as you're getting um, regular updates about your case. I think you should be okay. But I understand what the stakes are, because it's and especially these days that it could lead to you being placed in removal proceedings. It could lead to a lot of things that you probably don't want to happen. And I know anxiety hits all the time when you're in immigration proceedings. I promise you. I promise that. And I know it because I've done it for 15 years. But you also have to trust your attorney that they're doing the right thing. But if they went radio silent after you paid them, you should be able to write them a letter. And what I would do is I would just document everything in writing, and make sure that you're documenting everything and doing it in writing instead of phone call. A phone call, a note from a phone call might disappear and stuff like that. But if you do it in writing and make sure that it's in writing and you're telling your attorney, hey, I need help here, you'll have proof down the road. You'll have proof down the road that you tried to communicate with them. And I know in Florida and all the bar associations that I'm a member in, you're supposed as an attorney to keep regular communications with your client. I don't think there are any updates. The only update that I spoke about earlier is it's in litigation right now. There is an injunction on it. There is an injunction on it right now, but it's still within the injunction process, and I think the government appealed the injunction. But I don't know what kind of case you have, Farah, and I don't want you to please don't say it on here, because I don't want anyone to know any personal things. But if you want to call my office, again, the number is 888-963-7326. I'm not one of those attorneys who's gonna say you can have a TikTok consultation with me live, and I don't do that. But call my office. Again, as I said earlier, we're running a special these days on consultations. It's $150, and trust me, $150. I know it's not a lot of money. It might not be. It might be a lot of money, but if it actually helps you put your mind at ease, I think it'll be really worth it. And for an attorney with 15 years of experience, I promise you, $150 is not that high. The other question that I have from D is, my M400 ceremony got canceled. What do you advise I should do as part of my... Okay, so that's exactly what's going to happen, that because of that pause, some type of cases like an N400, they have 120 days to actually issue a decision and give you... If they issued a decision approving it, they have 120 days to schedule your oath ceremony. And if they haven't done that, and it's been more than 120 days, there is a special section in the law that you can actually sue the government to schedule it. So if you are in Florida, Washington, D.C., and honestly, if you're anywhere in the United States and you need my help, even if you're not in these states, in Washington, D.C., or here in Florida, I will find you someone to help you sue the government for you to be able to get a move on your case. So just I don't give legal fees on TikTok lives, my friend. Give me a call and schedule an appointment, and I'll be more than happy to speak to you about it. I need to know more about your case before I give you a fee code. Okay. All right. So, what things do you need to collect If you are not getting any communications from your attorney, you need to prove that you paid the attorney. I know when you try to sign up my office for hire my office for a case, we send you everything electronically. We send you invoices via email, and you can pay them. You can pay them via email, and it gets stored, and you get a copy of it automatically. So you'll have proof. Not that I will ever not communicate with you. Also, when you sign up my office to help you, you will get a copy of the agreement that you received, a representation agreement that you received from us and that you signed, and you'll get it automatically in your email inbox, so you'll have it forever. And as I said, you should keep track of all your communications, and you trying to communicate with your attorney. Usually, what I like to do, for example, is if they call you from one phone number, iPhone, save them, and iPhone will give you a list of all the phone calls that you've made and how long they lasted. That's one way to do it. Now, this next one is a little problematic. I honestly, listen, I would rather fix your issue than you go into someone else. So if you have an issue with your immigration attorney, don't just ask for your file. Ask to speak to the attorney and find out why they haven't responded to your questions. It might have been a question that was answered several times. And immigration cases can take a year to a year and a half to resolve. And I know in my office that we don't get regular updates from immigration because they don't send them. So if there is a miscommunication issue, don't just fire your attorney and go to someone else, because you're gonna have to pay them again. Make sure that you try to fix the issue with your attorney before you go to someone else, because again, you pay them. And in the agreement itself, it should have everything that they promised you. Again, I mean, it could be the fact that immigration hasn't sent anything. Now that doesn't mean that the attorney shouldn't call you and tell you we haven't received anything yet, but you do need to understand that, especially these days, they're actually not sending regular updates. And a good attorney would put all of the evidence that they need from the beginning, and going from submission to interview could take a very long time. So if you're not getting requests for evidence, just relax. It might not be as bad as you think it is, and you need to just relax. Let your attorney do his job. And again, don't fire them without speaking to them first. Again, if you're on TikTok, if you're seeing us on TikTok, we're at 42 likes. I would like to reach 500 before we get to the hour, guys. If you could please leave us some likes, I would really appreciate it. That will help a lot with our visibility on TikTok. All right. I don't think we have any questions. Let me go through my points again. Now, I wouldn't. Again, some people say that my attorney not communicating with me. All right, we got a question. Let me answer that, and then I'll get to my point. Muka, I don't know why you wouldn't be able to. A green card is actually an identification card. So I honestly don't know why you wouldn't be able to. Now, what I would do is I would get an ID, a state ID. I don't know why you're asking the question, Muka, but call my office and let's talk about it. Because if you're talking about your state not being a real ID state, that might be fixable. So I would I would call me if you're in Florida or Washington D.C. I'll be more than happy to help. Um, Again, not every situation, as I said, not every situation in the world is an emergency, guys. And I truly feel with other attorneys, but not every single um, not everything single thing that happens in your case is an emergency. At least it shouldn't be. Um, if you think there is something wrong, I would call them and schedule an appointment. And I usually allow clients to schedule 15-minute phone calls if they have something urgent, and I would discuss with them what's happening. And it's either me or Shirley is my assistant immigration attorney. She'll be able to help you too. If you are not communicating with your attorney, as I said, make sure that you write it. Make sure that you you write everything down. Make sure that you document everything. Hopefully, you won't get all the way to get to a bar complaint or anything like that, because bar complaints are a real burden on an attorney and a law firm, guys. So I would not do that without communicating with your attorney first and trying to without trying to speak to your attorney first. Please try to speak to your attorney. They have to speak to you, and if they don't speak to you, then you should escalate it. But if it's just a simple miscommunication, make sure that you speak to your attorney and get everything done and resolved before you go to a bar association. It's I know immigration is a big thing. I know I know these are stressful times. You shouldn't handle things on your own. If you are represented by an immigration attorney, make sure that they are a good one. Make sure that they're an attorney. Honestly, the problem is people, and this is something that's pervasive in our work. It's people hiring notarios to do their work and everything. Don't hire someone who's not an attorney. And if they do tell you that they are an attorney, you need to make sure that you need to speak to them and tell them to give you their bar number and get everything checked out before you hire them, before you pay them. For example, in on my website, you could see which bar associations I'm a member of. I do have a client coming in at 1:00, guys. If I don't have any more questions, KK, I don't answer those topic questions. I'm sorry. You should hire an attorney or go online to find that answer. But I don't answer those questions. I'm sorry. Okay, guys, have a wonderful day. I will probably see you a couple more times this week. You guys be blessed. If you need anything from us, again, the number is 888-963-7326, or you can go on our website. If you're a YouTube fan, go follow us. It's American Dream Law Office. I'm looking for some followers over there too, and watch time. And I have a lot of videos on YouTube that it answers a lot of the questions that we had today. Thank you so much, and I will talk to you guys next time.